So lots of noise made in January about predictions for the new year, none of which of course will be right. And the real work begins now. And so many people spend their time away or working out what they want to do, and February is when it all happens. So I don't know what the year holds ahead, but what I would say is for most people outside central London, so outside PCL, it doesn't really matter whether the market's up, down, round and about, because you're buying and selling in the same market. And people always forget that if they're trying to buy a bigger place, they might feel they're getting a bit less than they would have liked for the property that they're selling. But the one that they're buying is going to be more expensive, so they'll probably save more on that. So it's actually a very good time to be doing that, to be upgrading your property. And trying to call the market for when it's the right time to do it is a mug's game. As people have always said, you make your money on your property when you buy it, because frankly, who cares? It's a place you're going to live in. You don't want to look at it as an investment. What's more worrying is, I think, what the government's trying to do with what looks like something very sensible, which is capping ground rents, enabling people to buy their blocks of flats. There's a very good reason for why, when you go to London, all of the squares look absolutely fabulous. And that's because they have an estate management scheme that means you can't buy the property and look after it yourselves. And to be frank, an awful lot of people don't know how to do that. They've got no idea how to manage a property or do it up. The reason the buildings or the squares look so good is they have estate management schemes, so they force freeholders and leaseholders to spend a certain amount of money doing up the property and keeping it in good condition and looking great, which helps everybody's values. Because if the square looks good, people want to live there, or the street looks good. And what happens when that doesn't get enforced is that people look around and they see a square and it's got a rotten tooth in it. And you can guarantee that that rotten tooth be one where people have bought the freehold and have got no idea how to look after it. So this idea that you can cap ground rents, stop big landlords investing, again, it's the government dogma that's coming to the front here. It's the idea that all people who own buildings or freeholders are Nicholas van Hoogstraten types wanting to defraud people, and they're all rich people trying to make the most out of everybody else. It's just rubbish. They're trying to look after their investments. And there's a very good reason that the system has worked well for a lot. It doesn't mean it can't be done better. But the right to manage legislation, be aware if you're trying to buy your freehold, just because Joe Bloggs upstairs says he's done a bit of building work in the past does not mean he's going to be able to look after your property. So I think there's an awful lot of potential harm that can be wreaked by this government in trying to do some of this perhaps rather too speedily and hastily introduced legislation. Lots of things they want to do. They haven't proved particularly capable of doing any of them. You've been warned.